Hey, welcome back everybody. Thank you so much for joining me today. So we're going to talk in this video a little bit about Top Gear and actually the new videos that have come from the cast of Top Gear, which is the Grand Tour. It's through Amazon. Amazon actually picked up the Top Gear cast after Jeremy Clarkson got into his altercation several years ago with one of his producers, and so that was a huge fiasco, and it kind of led to the end of an era of a show that, in my opinion, was one of the best shows. It wasn't just because it was a car show, it was a show that was transformed because the cast were so perfectly meshed together, and the ideas that they came up with and the things they did just added so much, not just comic relief, but great information all around in cars and life and just all these different aspects. And so Top Gear actually had a huge following, and if you're not familiar, probably about anybody watching this video is going to be very familiar with what Top Gear is or was. However, if you're not, it was a large car TV show. It was on the BBC, so it was actually a British car TV show. And just the cast was incredible, and they actually were picked up after it was kind of canceled with those actors. Actually, I should say Jeremy Clarkson was fired, and his two co-hosts, Richard Hammond and James May, were actually decided to leave the show. And so they followed him, and they all opened up their new show, which is the Grand Tour. And so the reason I'm making this video is I wanted to talk a little bit about my thoughts on it. And like I said, I think a lot of you, as my viewers on this channel, are actually probably familiar with it. And I've been kind of a little bit bummed. I love seeing the three of them together. They still mesh so well together, but I still feel like the atmosphere of the show is so different. It's such a bummer. I just could not get enough of the original Top Gear. I still watch so many of the episodes, so many of the reruns, and I actually have them all on a hard drive that I downloaded years ago, and they're just so much fun to watch. And I watched all of the season 1 and 2 of the new Grand Tour, and again, it has its moments, but something still feels off. It doesn't feel quite as good as it originally was, and it's such a bummer. And I know people are happy, at least that they are still together and still making a television show. They actually only have a 3rd season in line on their current contract. I've heard people say maybe they'll get to go back to the BBC. I don't know. The BBC is doing their own Top Gear with other actors, and it truly, in my opinion, failed miserably. There was just Matt LeBlanc. He just, he tried to kind of revamp the show as his own with Chris Harris, and it just did not go well. And that's nothing near what the Grand Tour. The Grand Tour has still been a lot of fun, and a lot of people enjoy it. I do enjoy it, but like I said, it's almost just from the aspect of the three of them, seeing them together. They're kind of what sell the show. The rest of it is just so-so. Season 1 was alright, Season 2 had its moments. The end of Season 2 actually had an episode that felt a little bit more to the roots, but you could tell that they kind of have to hold back. They don't have the freedom and the wide roam that they used to. They don't get to push as many buttons, and so it's unfortunate that that's how things are going with the current show. I hope maybe somehow things can go back to how they were, because again, the original Top Gear was just amazing. I couldn't get enough from the episodes of them making kind of camper sleeper vans or RVs, and they got to do it. I mean, Jeremy Clarkson made like a 4-story car that, it was hard to ever laugh as hard as I did on that show. And I know a lot of it was scripted. I know a lot of it may not have been as good, but you can deny that the chemistry that the three of those individuals have together on screen, it just makes for a great television and great performance. And I just, I thought I'd make this video and talk about this, let you guys know my thoughts on it. It's just a bummer in some aspects, but at least we have something. I probably shouldn't complain as much. At least we have something to watch. But I feel like, after watching the 1st and 2nd season of the Grand Tour, it's just one of those things that I don't feel as fulfilled as I used to of watching Top Gear. At least we have, tons and tons of seasons. We get to still go back and watch some awesome episodes from the original Top Gear, but hopefully eventually something ends up coming out. But I was kind of curious what you guys think. Do you, as my viewers, do you guys enjoy Top Gear? Do you enjoy the new Grand Tour? What are your thoughts? What have you heard? What would you like to see? Is there anybody, talk, in the comments, talk what you guys enjoy watching. Are there any new shows out there that are, revolve around cars that you guys like to watch? I love to share and converse with all of you guys. But I kind of was, curious what you guys had to say about that and what your opinions on that were. But guys, thank you so much for joining me in this video. I know it was another shorter video. Had a great weekend. I hope you guys all had a great Mother's Day weekend. Had the future in-laws over for dinner. It was a great weekend. But thank you guys so much again for joining me. I appreciate all the support. If you guys have not already joined the Full Throttle family, please smash that subscribe button. Like this video if you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Take care.